Hello, and welcome to the Aging Answers podcast. My name is Rob Fabian with Age of Central Texas. We are a regional nonprofit organization that supports older adults and family caregivers. Every month, we bring you the Aging Answers podcast with experts and information to help older adults and family caregivers to thrive. Our Aging Answers podcast is brought to you by HEB, because no store does more for older adults and family caregivers in Central Texas than my HEB.
You know HEB for quality fresh food at low prices to help you eat well. Now, HEB has primary care physicians and dietitians on staff to help you get and stay well. And because HEB believes affordable care should be accessible to all Texans, monthly memberships and cash payment options are available. Let HEB's team of highly reputable and experienced care providers help you on your health journey. Virtual and in-office visits are available. Visit heb.com/wellness to learn more today.
There have been many reports and much research done on how music can be a powerful tool to help those who are living with dementia. And today we have some amazing experts from right here in Central Texas who are using music to help those in our community who are living with dementia and for their caregivers. It is my pleasure to welcome Edie and Susie from Love Notes Chorus. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Love Notes Chorus is a really unique opportunity here in Central Texas. Tell us about the chorus.
Go ahead, sis.
The chorus is made up of folks, about a third of our chorus is made up of folks that have memory loss. A third is made up of caregivers, and a third is made up of volunteers. And we need that combination to keep the chorus balanced. We worked with Giving Voice Chorus in Minneapolis. They are the experts. They are the leaders in the United States of choral singing for people who have memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's, etc. And that's their ratio that they recommend. So we follow them by the letter and really appreciate their being the leaders in this.
So the chorus is very unique because it's the only type of chorus like this here in Central Texas. So for those who are not familiar with the chorus, tell us about what happens when someone joins the chorus and the great participation that they get.
When they join the chorus, we usually have them join in September or in January when we start a new session. There are times when they will join later when they don't hear about us until October, and we will let them in. But it's more beneficial if they can start at the beginning of the session, because every session has a theme of music. And we do a concert at the end of the session. We do one in December and one in May. So we come to rehearsals on Monday morning at 10:15. We gather, we have snacks, we have food, we socialize until about 10:30. Or they can even come at 10 if they want to. We're there, and this is a very important time for the community building process of the choir. That's when they really get to know the people involved. And then we start singing at 10:30 in the morning, with a few breaks in between the rehearsing the songs that we're going to be doing in the concert. We have vocal warm-ups. We have a warm-up, physical warm-up, as well as a vocal. And then we always sing our song side by side, which is our anthem, so to speak, because that's why we're in this all together. And then we start the process of rehearsing the songs. We provide a CD or a flash drive with all the recordings, all the individual vocal parts, so they can learn them at home and work on them at home, which makes the rehearsals less tedious.
And we also have notebooks with all their music in
binders,
it. The binders have all their music and their parts ready to go, as well as something called lyric sheets for many who have memory loss. Looking at a bunch of notes is confusing. So we have specific just lyric sheets that they can follow where they don't have to look at notes.
And we always say that there is no wrong in this room. It doesn't matter if they sing the baritone part or the alto part. If they want to sing the melody, that is totally okay. So, and we sing till noon, with a few breaks. Like I said, in between, we have what we call a move and groove, where I just do a fun upbeat song and with choreography, and they have to do it with me, and just see if they can mimic my movements with me. And that's a good, crazy, kind of silly time. And then we have what's called a music and me, where we have one person from the choir get up and talk for 5 minutes to tell us what music has meant to them in their life. And we get to know the people that way.
And so you don't really have to know how to read music to be a part of the chorus.
You do not. It makes it easier, but it is not necessary, because like I said, they can always look at their lyric sheets and just sing the melody. But it makes it more fun for everyone to have more of a sound of 3-part harmony than just singing a singular vocal line. So it really does add to how we feel as a community.
And that's really part of what the volunteers do. Almost all of our volunteers do read music, and they're able to create that sound that the others can listen to and just kind of melt into if they're so in need.
And, it sounds like that this is more than just an opportunity to sing. It sounds like it's more like a family of people who are getting together, because everybody is going through the same journey.
It is truly a love fest. We asked the other day, because we've exploded since our last concert. We have grown by 20 plus members since November. And I've always felt that we might need to make a second choir if it gets too big. And I mentioned that the other day, and there was this huge resounding no way. So
almost a rebellion.
Yeah,
we're not leaving each other.
Right.
No. So we're now up to almost 70, which we thought we would cut it at 50. We're up to 70, and no one is leaving. And you're right. It is a chance, especially for caregivers. This is a networking community as well. And they, during that meet and greet time at the beginning, they talk about other activities that they're involved in, which really give them a sense of belonging, a sense of learning, a place to just go and
a support group. They can
yeah.
talk to the other caregivers and find out other activities that they might not have known about otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that sense of routine also is so very important, especially for those who are living with their early memory loss. Having that routine of knowing, every Monday is my rehearsal day, and being able to have that as something that you look forward to is always very important.
Right.
In fact, we have a few that come up to us and say, Monday is my favorite day of the week because of love notes. And actually, the volunteers say it too. It's not just the folks that have Alzheimer's or the caregivers.
And also for the caregivers, it's a great opportunity to get to do something together with their loved one. Because as a fellow caregiver, I know it's hard to try to find things that you can do with your family member, and especially for someone who is living with memory loss, it seems to limit your ability to think of things to be able to do.
Absolutely.
It's
absolutely
very, very true. We have one person with memory loss who comes with her caregiver, and before Love Notes, she used to have a different caregiver every Monday come, and then one caregiver loved it so much that the spouse made a plan to always have her on Monday so that she could come in. And this caregiver comes to all of our special performances. I mean, she's not putting it on the clock. She's coming because she loves to be there with her person.
Yeah.
So
that's fantastic. And you mentioned how much the organization has grown. Love Notes is not that old, is it?
No, we started in 2019, And then COVID hit. And this was the magical thing about computers. We were devastated when COVID came at us with full force, and we were so worried about these people not getting to engage. So we talked and ran through a few scenarios and began Zoom meetings where Edie would play guitar and sing a song, and then we'd all jump in and talk about it. We tried everybody singing all together at one time on a Zoom, and it was like the Tower of Babel. It was just horrible.
Well, they still sing.
They
But
do.
we mute them because it is not a pleasant experience on Zoom.
But it was during those Zoom sessions where people began talking about their lives and about what music meant to them and what certain songs kind of percolated in regards to a memory or a story. And all of a sudden, we just became a much closer, much more united choir. It was, or really a support group or a family.
In that regard, the pandemic was really a gift to us because up until then, we hadn't heard about their families. I mean, we knew a little bit, but not a lot. And then we really got very, very close during the pandemic. And we still continue. We take a break from June to August. And rather than just not see each other, we have Zoom meetings during the summer. And each Zoom meeting has a theme. Like one time we're doing one this summer called Animal Crackers in My Soup. And we're doing the silly song of the title that Shirley Temple sings in her movie. And then everything has animals in it. Or food. So every song has that as a theme. And so that's one idea. And we do about 6 songs that the people do sing along with us. But sharing their memories between each song is just magical.
It is.
And you know, that really is what music therapy is all about. The music helps stimulate those historic memories and brings them back out and allows the participants to reminisce.
Yes.
And the music is the key that opens that door for them.
It is the music, but it's also when one person might say something and then that other person hears that, oh, well, they're from New York. Well, I grew up in New York. And then all of a sudden we have a community thing going on where they may know the same person as growing up. I mean, it's just amazing. And it allows us to have people that have been in the chorus before and moved away, but they can still connect with us in our Zoom meetings. So that's been lovely.
We have one couple that lives in Ohio, and they had been with us at the beginning, and they live for the summer so they can hear what everybody's doing because they love the Zooms. Edie and I had an amazing experience when we went to the Giving Voice conference in Minneapolis. We had Tony Bennett's neurologist that was a guest speaker on Zoom for all these different choirs throughout the United States that are doing this. And we were profoundly touched by her comment. Somebody said, well, what's better for someone? Should it be medication or music? And of course, if we're choirs, we're rooting for music, but nevertheless, her comment was something along the lines of, well, both. If they bring joy to a person, if that medication is helping that person feel more relaxed, more joyful, enjoying just life in general, but go ahead, use the medication. If music is bringing joy, use the music. They're both wonderful ways in which to elevate that person's sense of self. And that, she said, is what is more long-lasting. They've done lots of studies, and when we put out those hormones that are in us that say, oh, I'm happy, those people do so much better.
We've always said music is a wonderful therapy and a heck of a lot cheaper.
That is so true. So tell me, why did you guys start Love Notes? What was your personal reason for creating this organization?
It happened, Susie and I had been doing In 2016, we started a nonprofit called Music Memories Austin, and we would go around to different nursing homes and retirement homes and Alzheimer's centers and just sing songs and then talk about the songs. So we were already doing that. But in the summer of 2018, I actually saw a special that was on CBS Sunday Morning that was featuring the Giving Voice choir out of Minneapolis. And I called Susan. I just said, we've got to do this. I mean, this is just tremendous. And so that was in 2018. We spent the next year talking with Giving Voice. They have a wonderful toolkit that helped us be able to start legitimately, much more professionally than we would have done it otherwise. And so we were able to launch it in September of 2019 with their help. We actually were able to attend a conference in July of 2019 before we even started, and met other people that had choirs around the United States. Most of them were from Minnesota at that point. But that was why we started, just seeing that on CBS Sunday Morning.
And that's wonderful. It's such a great opportunity, as I've mentioned, both for the person living with the memory loss, for their care partners, and just volunteers in the community who want to be a part of something that's so fun. So for someone who's interested in being a part of the Love Notes Chorus, how do they go about getting started?
Well, we have a website. They can go to, we're still musicmemoriesaustin.com. They can also go to lovenotechorus.com. They can go to our email, which is musicmemoriesaustin@gmail.com. They can call us at our number, which is on our website. And that's how you get it. Or you could come to a rehearsal on Mondays, anytime between the middle of September and December, or from January to May, and Monday morning, 10 o'clock at St. Matthew's Episcopal Church. They're more than welcome. We've had quite a few folks just show up and then go, okay, where do I get my book? Can sign me up. I'm ready to go.
That sounds fantastic. Is there any cost involved to participate?
Luckily, up to now, we've been able, since we've been a nonprofit, we've been able to provide the books and everything at no cost to the singers. The books are expensive to do, and sometimes people will say, well, can we help pay for the books? And of course, we're not going to turn that down, but up to now, we've been able to just offer this as a gift.
We've had a very generous gift from the Episcopal Diocese of Texas that we got in March of 2020. And it has now, as of March of 2023, we no longer have that grant, but it really enabled us to start it the way we wanted to start. And that has helped us with not having to charge anything to our members. We will never say never. We may have to start charging for just the binders, but that would be the only thing. But we're not presently doing that.
We are also trying to get grants and funding, so we're actively engaged in that so that we can continue to do it as a nonprofit without asking anybody for dues that are anybody in the choir for dues or payment.
And of course, as a nonprofit, anybody can make a donation to your organization.
Absolutely.
So we mentioned that you've got a concert coming up. It's going to be on May 6th, correct? Tell us about the concert.
You're so right. It's going to be at St. Matthew's Episcopal Church in their sanctuary at 2 o'clock on May 6th. The concert is free of charge, but donations are always welcome. The theme of the show is from morning until night, and we are doing songs that are talking about
I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night.
Yeah, and sunrise, sunset. Good Day Sunshine by the Beatles.
Edelweiss,
Yeah, Edelweiss, because the little flowers perk up in the morning.
Aquarius.
So it's a lot of, we have found that it is really more fun to do upbeat, happy songs.
Yeah.
We do a couple real pretty songs, but we try to keep them very positive.
And you'll also be performing at the Alzheimer's Association's Caregiver Conference coming up as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That will be at the Jewish Community Center on May 18th at 11:30. We'll be singing.
That's fantastic. I actually will be at that conference, so I can't wait to see the chorus perform.
Oh, good.
So just to recap, for folks who are interested in being a part of the chorus, they can go to your website, they can call, they can email and get in contact to start being a part of the chorus. During the summertime, you take off from rehearsals, but you still connect on a weekly basis via Zoom. And then rehearsals start up formally in the fall in preparation for your late spring, early summer concert.
Yes.
Exactly. And it would be a great idea if someone is interested in joining in the fall, for them to go ahead and contact us now so that they can come to the Zoom meetings in the summer and get to know the community before September.
And also so that we can put books together for them. The books are, it's a time-consuming expedition. And if we know ahead of time, it makes it so much easier to have the books ready for them on their first day.
That's fantastic. You know, this is such a unique and wonderful opportunity that's here in the community. So, Edie and Susie, I thank you for joining us this morning. I thank you for creating this wonderful opportunity and cannot wait to be at the concerts.
Thank you. We'll look forward to seeing you.
Thank you. And we thank you for joining us for this episode of Aging Answers podcast. As a reminder, we make this podcast every month, and you can always join us here on our YouTube channel. So we thank you and hope that you have a wonderful day as well. Bye-bye.
Bye.